vaping is better than smoking. Technically, yes, but so what?
I used to be the governor of New York, but so what? Because now I'm unemployed. That's what that should say. How in the hell are you guys doing? So y'all might not notice this, but we're actually we're doing some new stuff here. I went ahead and got the Twitch channel set up. We have a Twitch channel now, and I'm watching myself on this computer monitor, and I'm looking here, and I see you guys are there. We got a little bit of an indication last week that we may not be welcome on Facebook. So we're endeavoring to continue to broadcast on the Facebooks, but we also added Twitch, and we're gonna be doing more things. We're gonna be trying different things. It wasn't that we didn't get kicked or anything like that, but I know I got emails and messages from a bunch of people, and I added it up in about 200 different comments, and none of them were inappropriate as far as I could see. Were blocked for going against community standards. So I don't know. But we are now on the Facebook, the YouTube, the Twitter, and the Twitch. But yeah, if you guys get messages on Facebook, I know about it. Nothing I can do about it. So don't complain about it because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm giving you other options to absorb the stream. So I would suggest to everyone just to not go to Facebook. Go to the YouTube or go to the Twitch or go watch it on Twitter, because it looks like they're going to start editing us, and I don't like that. So that's the thing. And obviously we have the Discord server working, so y'all could join the Discord. But anyway, hey, Kevin's here. Hello, Kevin.
Oh, stop it.
Hi.
Whoa.
You're aggravating me.
Well, that happens. There's nothing I can do about that.
It happens. Hiya, Patrick.
What's up, sister?
We got all kinds of things to back out tonight.
So, anywho.
For the record, I had 7 Facebook, whatever the hell they wanted to ban me or whatever, and they were all the same exact comment each time.
Leah Shadif got like 21 messages. Chugga got a bunch of messages. So I think by the time it was over 200 messages, or 200, at least 200 warnings that our listeners had gone against community rules. So I'm just if you're in the Facebook, I'm not even gonna read your comments anymore. I'm giving you the warning right now. Go to the YouTube, go to the Twitch, because YouTube is now dead to me. Not YouTube, Facebook is now dead to me. And you are dead to me if you're on those places.
I'm on Facebook.
I know, I saw you there, but I did see you in. I did. No, James is not here because he's not in any of the places that I told him to be. I can't make it any plainer, people.
What is this? What is this closed caption stuff?
Closed caption is for the hard of hearing people.
Wow.
Did you? I think I hear a voice that says "F you, Kevin."
Oh no, that's loud and clear. You heard it.
F you, Kevin.
And my Bluetooth is sucking tonight for some freaking reason.
I'm trying to figure this because this is the first time that we've used the Twitch, but since I'm on the Discord as well, it says, "Hey, Son of Liberty Radio is streaming on Twitch. Click a button and it takes you right to the Twitch channel."
That's neat.
It's all connected.
Sweet.
See, I know that Chugga is a highly intelligent woman.
But she's
highly intelligent woman, and she's back getting punished like she was one of the people. She was one of the. See, this is sad to me, Kevin. It's actually in the show notes. James Jarvis is asking for a link.
I'm giving it to him.
If you open the Facebook post that this video is on, it has the link there, my friends, as well as all of the articles that we were going to discuss.
Stop making James cry.
No, it's just not, silly.
Oh,
I'm abandoning. I am seriously. I don't personally post on my personal Facebook anymore for like a year.
Yeah.
Like periodically I'll take a picture of some food or something because Facebook has just turned into a cesspool.
Mm-hmm.
Like people that are friends with each other that in most situations like would say that I love you, bro, and things like that. But they turn into like poisonous assholes.
Wow.
Because they have like a difference of opinion. Like I've seen people that I know like are like awesome to each other, that love each other. Like one of them finds out that the other one is like anti-vaccine, and then the next thing you know, they're like spouting shit at each other. It's just
witch hunts.
I know, it's silly, Kevin.
I don't like you, but I come here every week for you.
I know, right? Hey, are you aware, Kevin, that several of our designs have been incorporated into a rubber wristband that you can buy and wear?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they look dead sexy. I think they look really dead sexy, but So finally, I see James Jarvis. Hi, James. How are you doing, my friend? So, our friend, Owl, Andrew, has taken our logo and the skull and crossbones or skull and cross mods design that I made, and put the words "Hoist the Black Flag" on a VapeBand bracelet.
Yep.
These are VapeBand bracelets. And is going to sell them to help us out.
Sweet.
So they're like $5, dude. I think that's seriously cool. You can actually get a 2-pack for $8.
I do have to order them. I did not yet, but I have to.
These are gorgeous. Gorgeous, I say. Gorgeous. Not only that, but Kevin, you do realize that the very awesome and amazing hashtag clusterfuck vape bands,
yes,
are still available. These are amazing glow in the dark red, white, and blue hashtag clusterfuck vape bands.
Limited editions.
These, inspired live on this show. Live on this show.
Yep. So for my friends who are on Facebook, I'm going to put the link in the chat.
You have friends?
Well, I think.
No, see what it is everybody knows that James is so sensitive that if you don't validate him, he gets really teary. He cries a lot.
I'll validate him.
That way his car doesn't have to pay for parking. Isn't that what the validation does? Do you validate?
James, you can park in my driveway anytime.
Oh, that sounds dirty, actually.
Well, that's your perception.
I don't know, dude. But I since you can only posted it in Facebook.
Yeah.
I'll actually post the wristband in all of the chat rooms. How about that?
Well, you know what? I'm going to put it in the YouTube because I'm on YouTube now.
See now, James says that he wants to park in your driveway.
I didn't see that. There's too many comments.
That's ooh.
There it is. I see it. See, now she's having trouble. No chat on her phone. Look.
Why not? You have to be
causing trouble.
No, it's YouTube. YouTube blocked like 200 plus comments last week, and everybody's complaining at me like there's a damn thing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's not. They don't care what I say. They literally don't. So yeah, so here's the Twitch. The Twitch is here. There's I think I have one follower. No, that's one person. There's one person in there. Andrew was in there because he posted.
You got more followers than I do.
The very first comment on our.
But
it doesn't look bad. It actually looks pretty okay. And I mean, obviously there is a little bit of latency. There's a little bit of delay on everything. But hey, it's there. That is now. We are now there, and we will probably be going to Vimeo as well, because now we are streaming in high def 1080p. Tom Morowitz can't even find the live show. Seriously, guys.
Where?
Yeah, Jeffrey Zamora is in the Facebook, even though he was one of the people that messaged me last week and said, "Hey, they're gatekeeping my comments. You guys are all gluttons for punishment. Go to the YouTube, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. I'm sure you guys don't remember the Bill Cosby himself. I think it's what it was called. Bill Cosby himself comedy album or show when he's talking about Jeffrey.
Really?
The chat is there, dear. You just have to click the button that says live chat. Jeffrey.
Now you're going to have an echo.
No, I shouldn't have an echo.
Good. All right.
I don't have an echo. Why would I have an echo?
Because I put you on my regular speakers because my Bluetooth is shit.
Well, as long as you don't yell or have your stereo volume too high, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't do that. The problem is people either talk too loud or have their speakers too loud.
Yeah.
So, we're constantly getting anti-vaping people, Kevin, who will say that vaping does not help people quit smoking.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
But we've had, obviously, Jeffrey, some of the comments that I saw, though, Jeffrey says for problematic messages, I'll switch to YouTube. Hee. Half the comments that somebody was saying goodbye to somebody. They said bye, Leanna, and that comment got gate kept.
See.
Just saying goodbye to somebody.
Well,
crazy. But anyway, hey,
they don't like vaping. They don't think it works.
No, well, they don't. They know it works, but they just don't want to admit it. But hey, look, there's another study. Here's a study from the Journal of Addiction, volume 117, issue 1, pages 224 to 233. And Peter Hajek is on here, so we know he's a smart fella.
Yep.
So here we go. This says e-cigarettes versus nicotine replacement therapy as harm reduction interventions for smokers who find quitting difficult, randomized control trial. This is an RCT. We always see those RCTs, right?
They say they don't exist, right?
Yeah. Yes. But I have to stop for a second. Jeffrey, we had over 200 comments. Over 200 comments were removed last week. And I can't believe somebody was there randomly selecting 200 comments. Anyway, back to this. This is an RCT. They call that the gold standard, right, Kevin? You're always hearing people say gold standard.
Yep. New England Journal of Medicine was 2019. It was an RCT as well.
Yeah. So this says here, this is the abstract, the background and aims. And that's what they're giving you, just a very short explanation of why we're doing this. So it says here, the majority of smokers accessing the current best treatments continue to smoke. We aimed to test if e-cigarettes compared with nicotine replacement therapy can help such smokers to reduce smoking. See, this is a little disingenuous because it says the majority of smokers accessing the current best treatments are unsuccessful. So they're saying that the NRTs are the current best treatments when we know for a fact they're not.
No.
But anyway, so this is through the Stop Smoking Service in the UK. That's the setting of this trial. So they had a total of 135 smokers. The median age is 40 years. 51% of them were male. And all of these are people that were previously unable to stop smoking with conventional treatments.
Just a minute.
So
James,
what?
Never mind. Continue. 135.
I don't hate them. I just want them to go to YouTube. It's not hate. So anyway, James is just stirring the pot over there. I might have to start charging him admission.
I love you, James. It doesn't matter.
Well, you don't love anybody, Kevin, except for your grandkid. I'll give you credit for the grandkid, but other than that,
fine.
I've heard how you talk about your own children.
I didn't kill them today. It's an accomplishment. Yet.
So here, the intervention. So the participants, they either received NRT of their choice, an 8-week supply, or an e-cigarette starter pack, and instructions to purchase further e-liquids of the strength and flavors of their choice themselves. So not only, so they gave like half the people the NRT of their choice and paid for 8 weeks of it, which is expensive.
Well, yeah.
Or the other half, they handed an e-cigarette kit and said, here's your start, but you're going to have to buy the e-liquid later in coils, right? So, I mean, pretty much that's what they're saying they did. So anyway, so the participants who reported that they stopped smoking or reduced their daily cigarette consumption by at least 50% at 6 months were invited to provide a carbon monoxide, a CO reading. That's that thing that Eliana did on the show. She had the machine that you blew in, and it measured your CO, your carbon monoxide. If you don't remember that, go to the YouTube channel and find the show that says Eliana Rubashkin and watch it. She shows you how that works. Anyway, the primary outcome was biomechanically validated reduction in smoking intake of at least 50% at 6 months. And the main secondary outcome was sustained validated abstinence at 6 months. So dropouts were included as non-reducers.
50%.
So even Canadian Vape 09_TCL agrees. So what they're saying is that's how they tested it. So at 6 months, they asked everybody to blow in this machine. Don't take that the wrong way, you dirty people. And they measured the carbon monoxide. And that is a direct indicator of whether or not you're still smoking.
Yeah.
So validated smoking reduction, included cessation, was achieved by 26.5 versus 6%. So that's e-cigarettes were 26.5% successful, whereas NRT was only 6% successful.
Right.
So
isn't that scary?
Sustained validated abstinence rates at 6 months were 19.1% versus 3%. Product use was high and equal in both study arms initially, but at 6 months, allocated product was used was 47% in the e-cigarette arm versus 10% in the NRT arm. So at 6 months, 47% of the people were still using their e-cigarette, even if they were still smoking some.
I'm okay with that.
So we got 26% completely quit.
Yeah.
And then 47% of the total were had either dropped their cigarettes and were dual using, or had complete, 20, almost half of that 47% had completely quit.
Yeah.
So the conclusions are, in smokers unable to quit using conventional methods, e-cigarettes were more effective than NRT. E-cigarettes were more effective than nicotine replacement therapy in facilitating validated long-term smoking reduction and smoking cessation when limited other support was provided. So they, obviously we always say, if you have a support group, or if you have somebody helping you, if you have, the vape shop,
well, right,
would be the model of support, right? You go in there, you're talking to the guy and say, hey, this is not quite perfect.
No, it's
so,
not.
And the vape shop guy is going to go, well, maybe you need more nicotine, or maybe you need a different coil, or maybe you need a different tank.
Right.
So that is support.
Tell me what you're missing. Right.
Yeah. Explain to me what you think.
The hit's not strong enough. The hit's too strong.
Yeah. Steve, I'm gonna mess with James a little bit, but Steve actually says something worth posting, even though it's in Facebook, and I'm trying to get everybody to stop using Facebook. Dual use with smoking reduction can easily lead to completely quitting over time. He's proof of that. So,
you're damn right.
Yeah, that will be probably the only Facebook message that I acknowledge tonight. Just saying.
Not only can it lead to, it's encouraged with other things, patch, gum, lozenge, etc. So don't let them bullshit you ever.
Well, no, and later we're going to talk about another thing where it talks about adding different, using 2 different nicotine methods to increase the amount of nicotine. Because, Kevin, you and I have talked about this before, that, the NRT that has the higher level of nicotine actually shows higher levels of success. Go figure.
Had you known that 20 years ago and you'd have tried a higher strength patch, or both patch and gum, you may have stopped smoking. Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
there's no way to guarantee. There's no way to guarantee that, but I would say that more people would be successful with higher levels of. There's a button that says live chat, Tom Morowitz. I'm gonna have to. Okay, Kevin, I'm gonna have to do a YouTube tutorial. I'm gonna have to do a YouTube tutorial because people are driving me crazy.
It's not a far drive, Patrick. Admittedly, you know that. So relax.
Okay, so YouTube tutorial. This is YouTube because right over here there's a window. That's the chat window. It's right there. It's right.
I love all of you, no matter which platform you're using.
Now, if it looks like that when you open it, there's a thing here. It says "Show Chat." Boom. There's the chat.
I don't know if I'd have known that either.
I'm just saying.
I don't chat I did tonight, but I don't normally.
And if you're on Twitch, the chat's over here. It's in the same spot, actually. It's on the right-hand side.
I'm not a Twitcher.
Well, you know, I named. Look at this. We're having like an Inception moment right here. There's like a picture of a picture of a picture. See that?
I'm no prettier, so stop it. Now there's 5 of us. Oh, good Lord.
It's going to get worse. I'll remove it. Hey.
There, that's better. I kind of like the closed caption or whatever you call it. That's kind of neat.
On YouTube?
Well, it's on Facebook. I don't know if it's on YouTube.
So,
nope.
James Jarvis wants to know about what. Okay, so Twitch is just another video platform. That's it. Discord, on the other hand, is a community-based chat community sort of thing. So,
me and James, just me and James standing outside.
So this is Discord. So you can create your own server and have your own little sub chats where people can communicate. It's better than Facebook because you don't have to have a page. Like you can just join. You don't have to have your own page, but then you can say, hey, you want to talk about live chat? There's a tab here for live chat, what we're doing on the show right now. There's a news link tab that I created. There's an advocacy tab. So the members, who are few and far between, are over here. They can actually go in here and add, stuff that they want to share to their friends without having everybody in the world on there.
That's right.
Shannon Brown has had her 9-year vaporversary.
Nice.
December 1st. We have the same vaporversary.
Nice.
We have the same vaporversary. And I am 11 years.
About this time 11, in 2014.
No, what year is it? Yeah. No, 12 years. 12 years.
12.
Yes.
Just about this time in 2014, a cold winter night, I started my survey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's a survey?
The Vaping Truth Survey.
What?
Stop it. Years. See, James just learned Facebook and Twitter.
I'm sorry, he's a goober. I can't help it.
It's above our pay grade, James. That's what it is.
I'm older than him. So it can't be an age thing because I'm older than James.
All right.
Pretty sure I am, at least. I know I'm more mature. So you added this link to the thing. So I'm going to make you talk about this.
Did I insist? Was I insistent?
Yeah, well, I don't know, but you're the one that put it in there. So this is recent national trends in U.S. adolescent use of menthol and non-menthol cigarettes.
Well, according to the adolescents between 13 and 18 up to the year 2020, the study considered potential role to ban, reduce black, non-black disparities in menthol cigarette use, as well as counter-argument that a ban is not necessarily good because menthol use is already diminishing. So they're trying to ban something that people aren't using. I thought that was funny.
So re-say that again?
The ban is not necessary because menthol use is already diminishing.
Well, all smoking across the board is diminishing.
It's already going away, but they want to try to get rid of it. It's a ploy. It's a easy way to get a Karen all riled up and have her support you.
Or a Kevin.
Or a Kevin, or a Kyle, or what? Yeah. Or a James.
Well, James doesn't get riled up. He just cries.
You just want people to go rah 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 around you.
He just cries.
Good for you, Matt Myers and all that other crap.
So if we scroll down, the results are declines in adolescent menthol and non-menthol cigarette smoking continued through 2020. So that in 2018 to 2020, past 30-day prevalence for each was less than 1% for non-Hispanic Black adolescents and less than 2.2 for non-Black adolescents.
Mm-hmm.
For non-Hispanic Black adolescents, no smoking declines in mentholated or non-mentholated cigarettes use from 2015 to 2017 and 2018 to 2020 were statistically significant.
Now, when you say 30 days, I've made my own decisions, but 30-day use, you can take 75% of that, to me, in my little math brain. So if it says 2.2, it's less than 1% daily. That's my opinion. That's my hypothesis from now on.
Oh, well, I mean, it's usually about 25%.
You think 25?
Of the statistics, like if you're counting, if you're putting everybody, whether they've done it once in 30 days or everybody that does it every day, it's usually about 25% are everyday users.
Of the total. Okay, yeah. So
Yes.
75 is my math backwards. Yeah.
So conclusions: continuing declines in adolescent menthol prevalence indicate that non-menthol prevalence and also Black/non-Black disparities in its use are steadily decreasing. However, these decreases in adolescents will take decades to reach later ages through generational replacement. Efforts to accelerate menthol decreases will require new initiatives to increase cessation among adult menthol users.
So I'm gonna pop that in the ass for a second. If you're at
first you were talking about parking in your driveway, now you're talking about popping things in the ass. I really can't tell where you're coming from.
I'm going to give these tobacco control experts a spanking. So if it's 2%, if it's 2%,
now you're getting rough
in 30 days. If it's 2% for 30-day use, remember what Jerry said. 30-day use is potential, not actual stats. They've proven that. So I had to go down that rabbit hole. Potential does not mean this will come true. Potential means it's possible. May, could, might. So if it's already at 2%.
They like may, could, might, though.
Huh? What?
They like may, could, might, though.
Well, because they're modal. They're mental and they're modal. So if it's already less than 1% daily use nationally, extrapolated nationally, let's say it's 3. Let's say it's 3 daily use. Let's say it's 3%. You've got 3 in 100 using menthol. So if they do their job, their alleged goal is to stop smoking. If their alleged goal is to stop smoking, they will find ways to convince those people to do so.
So NIDA is saying that this year the new monitoring the future survey. This is their official Twitter. We're not making this stuff up. It says reported drug use among adolescents decreased significantly in 2021 as the COVID-19 pandemic endured. The monitoring the future survey findings represent the largest one-year decrease in overall illicit drug use, the largest decrease reported since 1975. And guess what? And guess what? Nicotine is considered in this context is considered an illicit
drug. Yeah,
drug.
That's illicit. You're right.
Lumley.
Mm-hmm.
Now you did tweet at me.
I did.
You did tweet at me the there's graphs. There's graphs somewhere. I have to find the graphs, Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
You did tweet at me graphs. I have to open them, and oh gosh, I'm gonna pre-rub these. I'm gonna get the fluffer in here real quick because
You got to speak. Ed's in the room. You got to speak louder.
I'm not paying attention to Facebook, and Ed is in Facebook. So this is the chart. These are the charts. There's multiple charts.
See the
So
word.
look, it says marijuana and hashish.
Bigger.
Hashish and alcohol. So this is all the numbers from 1991 to 2021.
Give that thing an erection. Make it bigger.
I got to make it even bigger.
Yeah.
It's gonna fall off the page.
There, that's good. That's better.
Now I got to do this scooty over thing.
It's all right.
All right.
They can keep up with us.
So the pot heads. This is the pot heads.
Hooch.
So in 1991, we're just gonna stick with 12th graders. 2%. 2% of 12th graders in 1991 reported use in the last 30 days of the marijuana.
No, daily, isn't it? Yeah, this is daily.
Used daily in the past 30 days. Okay. Yeah. So now if I scroll over here.
Oh, stop.
Look at that. 2021. 5.8%. Of 12th graders reported using the marijuana. Now, if you just scan these numbers, the highest numbers was 2020. 6.9% of high school 12th graders reported smoking the wacky tobacco. But then it dropped 1.1% to 5.8.
Well, there was
that's still substantially higher than 1991. That was the year after I graduated high school, by the way. I know that you were already like a grandpa or something by that age, because by 1991, because you're old.
Yeah.
So
alcohol. Look at that.
Ever used daily or month or more in lifetime? I don't even want to look at that stat. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And they only measured it. They didn't do it to the 8th and 10th graders either. So alcohol use. So this is again, 1991, 3.6%. See, you dumbass. I told you I was older than you. He said I was wrong. Did you see that? I would have not been nearly as aggressive with my reply, but he told me I was wrong. I can't abide by that. Anyway, so alcohol use, 12th graders in 1991, 3.6%.
Yep.
So if we go all the way fast forward, look at alcohol use in 12th graders down here, 0.9. But in 2020, 2.7.
But 30-day use is like 40%. So you see the difference in the.
What?
I don't know for sure that it was 40, so don't quote me.
It's not
whatever
40%.
It is, 30, 35%, whatever it was. And now it's daily, because they always show the 30 days, not the daily.
Well, it says any daily use.
Yeah.
And then been drunk daily. Had 5 drinks in a row. Now that's where you go in the last 2 weeks. That's when it starts getting a little bit higher. These are the kids that go to the keggers on the weekend.
These are your friends, yeah.
Yeah. Well, me and my friends, we had the keggers. We ran the keggers.
50 cents a cup, or
yeah. Got to make some money, buddy.
You were underage doing that, though, right?
Yes, of course.
Right. These are all juvenile delinquents that are answering questions, anecdotally.
Of course, because I was a juvenile delinquent. What are you trying to say, Kevin? Why are you pointing fingers?
I like the ones in a row, 5 in a row. I like the binge drinking one.
Now this is our page. I mean, obviously, I'm an alcoholic, so the first page was my page too. But this is the one we're actually here for.
This one.
So this is 8th, 9th, and 10th, 8th, 10th, and 12th grade smoking and vaping and the marijuana and the zero nicotine.
Yeah.
I'm assuming just flavoring means zero nicotine, right?
Yeah. Well,
so
there's more.
We don't have numbers for vaping because it wasn't around in all these years. It didn't come around, and it didn't really start getting measured in 2019, which is bullshit, Kevin.
Yep.
We had statistics all the way back to 2016 or 2015. I know that those data sets exist.
In a different survey, yes.
That's true. That's the National Youth Tobacco Survey, and this is the Monitoring the Future survey. I gotcha.
Yep.
All right. So anyway,
they didn't feel it was important to ask. You're doing
1991, almost 20%, 18.5% of 12th graders admitted to smoking the cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then it goes all the way up to almost 25% in 1998 or 1997. And then scroll all the way over here to the right in 2021, 2%.
Now look where it starts to really just drop. 2009, it's 11, 10, 10, 9, 6, 5.
I started vaping in 2010.
Yeah.
So that's when I started, right here.
That's when cigarettes were less available. Right.
So between 2009 and 2010, it's about, or not even, it's not even 1%. The next year, it's only 0.4%. Then it drops a whole percentage point, another whole percentage point, 2 percentage points, another 1 percentage point, another 1 percentage point, 0.6%, almost a whole percent again, 1.2%. Then it jumps up to 2020 and then down 1.1% to 2% in the last year. This is the lowest they've ever, let's go back over here.
Almost statistically.
Almost 20%.
It was 35 when I was graduating.
Well, that was like a whole decade before me.
Yeah.
The world didn't exist before me. So, anyway. So in 1997, 24.6. We might as well just say 25%. One quarter of high school seniors in 1997 were smoking. And then here we are just 25 years later.
Yep.
Almost 25 years. 2%.
Yeah. What interests me is that the next set is half a pack a day. They're concerned about half a pack a day. I don't even understand.
No, more than half a pack a day.
I don't even get it.
This is a half pack plus.
Oh, plus. I didn't see the plus.
There's a little plus sign right there.
And that's
so this is more than half a pack. This is at least 11 cigarettes or 10 cigarettes. So in 1991, 10.7% of high school seniors said, yes, I smoke more than 10 cigarettes a day. Now you scroll all the way over here, and it's less than 1% smoke more than 10 cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
That's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
That is a pretty substantial drop.
I wonder what caused
it. Fruity flavors.
Oh, Skip's in the YouTube chat.
There's my friend Skip. So vaping nicotine, 12th grade. Obviously, we don't have numbers until, 2019. So in 2019, 11.6% on their respondents on this survey of high school seniors admitted that they vaped nicotine.
Yep.
In 1 year, it dropped in half to 5.2%.
Imagine that.
In one whole year, half.
Imagine that.
And then there was a slight increase in 2021, according to their statistical analysis of the responses.
Well, they're brain damaged, so you can't really depend upon these numbers, but we have what we have.
Now, if we start looking at the vaping of the marijuana, the wacky tobacco, 3.5%, plus or minus, admitted to vaping the devil's lettuce. but that's down to 1.7% this year.
Mhm.
And then the people that vape that admitted that they are vaping, but just for flavors and no nicotine, 2.8%, and that's all the way down to 0.8%.
So it's not the nicotine and it's not the flavors. So there was never an epidemic, and there isn't an epidemic.
No,
Keep on going.
obviously there's never been an epidemic.
You got at least one more to show.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there. This is chewing tobacco.
Oh, I wasn't worried about that so much, but yeah.
You went to energy drinks? Is that
No,
what you're?
Oh, good Lord, I didn't look at the. Oh shit! Just scroll over to the right, just for the hell of it.
So, what is this again? This is one or more energy drinks per day.
Nobody cares. Look at this shit.
13.1% of high school seniors report that. Now we look at the number of energy shots.
Oh my
today per day. 2.9%, and either energy drinks or energy shots. Well, today I had an energy drink. Had a what's a Four Loko or an 8-hour energy or whatever the hell they're called. So they may be alternating.
Yeah.
14.3%.
Damn. Jack your kids up on the caffeine.
I can't complain about caffeine though.
I can't either. Where's the Juul? There's a Juul. There's here. It's not on there?
No.
What?
I read there's 3 whole pages. I showed you all 3 pages.
Hang on.
You're an idiot, Kevin. See, look. Marijuana, alcohol, been drunk. Okay, next one. Cigarettes, half pack a day, vaping nicotine, vaping marijuana, just flavors. 3rd page, smokeless, and energy drinks.
Where's the Juul?
That's all you sent me.
Hold on.
You're an idiot.
Kevin's
an idiot, everybody.
I'll have to use the Victor share screen if I find it. I know they're on there because James mentioned it in Facebook as well.
Well, I didn't notice it because it's in Facebook.
There's a special spot for Juul. Hold on. Shit, where did it go?
I think you're having a senior moment, Kevin.
Damn.
Because we have established that I'm older than James, but you're way older than me.
Well, yeah, Juka. Where's Juka? I know Juka's got it.
Oh, you're going to put this all on Juka's shoulders now.
No, I'm just going to find it from Juka's Twitter.
Poor Juka.
Because I know he knows.
If James says he mentioned it on Facebook or on YouTube, so I guess I should acknowledge that he said that.
Let's see.
Yeah, he says he wants his mango Juul back.
I know. I don't know which page. Not secure. Well, maybe it was the other one I was looking at. Maybe it's the 30-day one. I got to figure out where the hell it is.
You're a goober.
Juka's not got it in here either. I'm sure it's in here because he shared it with me, but maybe it wasn't the Juul one that I was.
Oh, the cucumber Juul was awful, Skip. It was awful. I think I had some pods here and I threw it away. Yeah, I threw it away. Yeah, this is I've vaped that much of my new tobacco recipe in 2 days. Is that good? Just saying.
Is it good? You like it?
Well, my tea is good for sure.
Okay. Monitoring the future.
Ed, I will acknowledge this because I think it's funny and I have a remark to say. Ed says, "Who is this Juka fella?" Have we actually established that Juka is a fella? Because I don't know. Is Juka a boy name or a girl name?
I believe Juka is a male. I don't know. I guess I should not assume at the moment since we're talking about it, but why is my content not available? Ed, you probably follow him. I'm going to put his Twitter line on here right there in the Facebook chat.
He's just being a jerk.
Juka, he's a smart, he or she, I guess I should say that is a smart guy.
Yeah, we can't misgender people. We get in trouble, Kevin.
30-day. Okay, this is Michigan. So either I'm wrong. I remember seeing Jewel, and I'm assuming James saw the same thing I did, but he's only commenting on Facebook now.
Think of all this dead air. Think of all this dead air you're creating because you weren't disorganized, Kevin.
I know. Ed, if you're not following Juka, you should follow Juka. Smart. Oh my goodness, he's smart. Way smarter than me. Twice as smart as Patrick.
Leah, I have suggested to everyone to abandon Facebook completely and just go to the YouTube channel.
And so far,
Since you're late, but from now on, I will not acknowledge any comments on Facebook.
Since you're late. Oh, you're just wrong most of the time. Go on with your bad self. I'll take what is Juka.
I'm going to move on to the next thing. If you're,
go.
if you,
I'm done.
if you can't,
Let's go.
I'm going to skip you. I'm just going to, I'm going to skip it.
Fine.
You've missed out.
I know.
You've lost your point, Kevin. So
Okay.
the next thing is CDC tobacco free has finally acknowledged that Kevin and I are smarter than them, because they wrote here, combining the nicotine patch with nicotine gum or lozenge can increase your chance of quitting smoking more than just using one single NRT.
Yeah, damn right.
Which will translate directly to more nicotine helps people quit smoking. Or you could say that it translates to the patch is not sufficient. The patch is unsuccessful, and you have to add more shit because we should have told them to increase the amount of nicotine in the patch.
They didn't want that. They were told not to. So I linked underneath there that higher nicotine strengths are safe.
Yes. But we have all of these countries, the EU, for example, China just announced in their regulatory scheme a nicotine cap at 20 milligrams.
Which is idiotic.
Yes. Especially for people that are heavy smokers. But this is empirical proof. This is scientific proof that CDC tobacco free is admitting A, that nicotine is safe, and B, more nicotine will help you quit smoking. And I'm sure that there's other things that you could include in that.
Yes.
Here's a tweet from some moron.
That's Mr. Moron to you.
And I'm not talking about Addy. I like Addy. I'm talking about you. So where did my thing go? Is Addy still here? Addy was here a while ago. Do you see my little K fun? You see my little K fun right there? You see that? Addy? You see that? Yeah. Just
That's correct. That's correct. Period. Well, exclamation point in that case.
So, back to Facebook jail. Tom Morowitz got a 24-hour ban for comments made during our show last week.
What?
Yes. So that is why I'm turning my back. I'm turning my back on the Facebook. Turning my back on the Facebook. That's why we are adding. That's why we have added the Twitch, and we have told people to get the hell away from Facebook. I have played copyrighted music on YouTube and not gotten. I got a copyright notice saying that Any money collected from commercials will go to the copyright holder. But since we're not monetized, nobody gets anything. So,
well, yeah.
Just saying.
See, it's saying comment not available anymore already for me.
What?
Because I'm on Facebook.
What comment?
Exactly. I was trying to like a comment that doesn't exist to you, and it says comment unavailable.
Oh,
or not,
see?
or something.
So is it already gatekeeping us?
Yeah, it's starting to.
Yeah.
See, I like 2 of James's comments, and they won't come up. They won't do it. Huh. Bastards. Get it together, Mark.
That's why I said
Speaking of
the
Mark,
hell out of the Facebook.
Mark woke up Skip so we could make her laugh. So there you go.
Well, if she'd been paying attention to me busting your balls the whole time, she'd been laughing her ass off.
She probably was.
Or picking on James.
Mr. Moron. Mr. Moron.
That's Mr. Moron to you, sir.
That's right.
Mr. Moron. So I don't even know that I should show this. I think I might show it though.
All right.
Not yet though. So I was talking to Andrew yesterday because he was showing me the store.
Okay.
And we went ahead and agreed to go ahead and just turn it on yesterday. And as soon as I tweeted that it was up,
yeah,
somebody went and bought 2 VapeBand bracelets immediately.
Sweet.
And is willing to pay the exorbitant New Zealand Kiwi shipping to get $8 worth of VapeBands.
Mm-hmm.
That's dedication right there. We have some good fans, good friends.
I love them all, especially when they're on Facebook.
Yeah. Everybody knows you're not very bright.
I know. It's okay. It's all right.
But Andrew sent me a link to a video.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find it.
Okay.
Because because I watched it with him on on Zoom yesterday.
All right.
And it was quite funny. But I have to find it again.
Fine.
Oh, here I found it. Found it.
Good.
So I'm gonna wait for the commercial to be over. I'm gonna unmute it, and there we go. I'm gonna go full screen.
Good.
All right, now here we go. We're gonna watch this, and we're gonna critique it as we watch it.
Oh, goody.
Okay, so let's add this to the stream and hit play. Play.
Good morning, Diego. Thank you for being here this morning to talk to us about vaping in our community.
Thank you, Officer Campolo. I'm happy to be here.
Diego, can you tell me what is the peer pressure like to vape in school or among your friends?
Sure, Officer. It seems like vaping is the really cool thing now, so it's really a lot of peer pressure among all my friends and stuff because it's the new norm almost, and we all think it's cool.
Peer pressure is a common reason.
Vaping is cool, Kevin. According to this kid.
This is like a very, very bad after-school special already.
And it's not like he's reading that from a cue card or something.
I want to know why it's the responsibility of the police force to crack down on vaping.
Well, I mean, it is technically against the law.
I never saw a cop come in to tell me that I shouldn't be smoking at school.
Well, that was 100 years ago. They just invented paper.
That's true. Now, is this child the same child from the pave?
No. This is
wounds?
Diego.
This is Diego.
The kid from Pave is like a wasp kid.
Jay is in the Facebook.
Yeah, I'll say hello to him.
Nah.
Even though he's in the Facebook.
So
and I don't want people using the Facebook anymore. He apparently did not read the show notes. But anyway,
what are these two girls doing?
They're not juuling. They're not juuling. But anyway, let's continue. This is some California cop, by the way. This is Chula Vista or something like that. Yeah, Chula Vista.
Reason why a lot of young kids decide to vape. However, I'm going to explain further why it's an unhealthy decision to make and why you shouldn't give in to the peer pressure. Diego, do you and your friends think using vape products is less addictive than smoking cigarettes or any other tobacco product?
Definitely not. I think vaping products are even more addictive than smoking because of all the different flavors. It's kind of like ice cream.
Flavors are addictive.
Well, we just proved they weren't, but go ahead.
Okay.
Where there's a lot of different flavors to try. And that's what, middle schoolers and high schoolers want to do. They want to try all different flavors.
Vaping products are not any healthier than smoking cigarettes or using any other tobacco products.
Can we sue a police station for ignoring science and basically making all out lies?
Has she shown any credentials?
She just said vaping is not any safer than smoking or healthier than smoking.
Does she have any medical credentials? I'm hoping. Boy, I hope so.
Doctor, police officer.
She put a white coat on it.
It contains many dangerous chemicals such as food additives that once heat is added to them, they turn into a different chemical.
Heat turns them into something else.
No shit.
A completely different chemical, which technically there is a chemical reaction that occurs. I'm just saying.
Of course, yeah.
That is dangerous for your body, such as popcorn lung. Popcorn lung is called out for two reasons. One being the
All right. What? So this is a healthy popcorn. Like they even got the graphic to make it look like popcorn. Did you see that? Looks kind of like a
they really
an Arrakis worm from Dune, actually.
They really do not understand how incompetent they seem. I don't think they really realize how incompetent they are. Keep going. He's doing this
we're not even halfway yet, Kevin.
Chemical or the additive found in popcorn. And just like when popcorn is put over heat, it expands. It's exactly what happens when it enters your body.
The chemical expands, Kevin. just like when you pop popcorn, the chemical expands.
So, gee, officer, if I do it in the cold, does it contract?
Well, little shrinkage.
Into a different chemical and makes your lungs expand, giving you a health condition called.
So when I take a lungful of air, my lungs don't expand.
I was in the pool. Look at you. It's a good thing you turned off the vibrate section.
Yeah.
Diego, do you happen to know what ingredients or chemicals are found in a vape cartridge?
I do not. I know that they contain nicotine, but I don't know any other chemicals that they might contain.
There are.
All right. Get ready for this one, Kevin.
Oh, God.
I'm prepping you.
Many ingredients or chemicals found inside vape pods, but 3 of them being nicotine, benzoic, and polyethylene glycol. The nicotine.
What? Did she say polyethylene?
She said polyethylene and benzoic. I'm assuming she's meaning benzoic acid, which is only in some salts, not all salts, some nicotine salts.
Oh, my fucking word.
So, she's speaking from a position of authority because she's supposed to be a respected police officer and LEO. And
she's holding her belt, so she's got.
I'm not making a generalization about police officers because there are some good police officers. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But this particular one, she's misguided and misinformed and lying.
Nicotine in vape pods can be so highly concentrated, it can contain up to 1 to 2 packs of cigarette concentrated nicotine, making you way more addicted to.
All right. I got to go back here. Let's skip back a few seconds here. What did she say about 20? We'll say 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
It can contain up to 1.
I got to go a little further. Because we know a jewel pod is a pack of cigarettes, right? Is that okay?
That's the allege.
There are many ingredients or chemicals found inside vape pods, but 3 of them being nicotine, benzoic, and polyethylene glycol. The nicotine in vape pods can be so highly concentrated, it can contain up to 1 to 2 packs of cigarette concentrated nicotine, making you way more addicted to them than any other type of tobacco product.
Okay. So they're trying to make the effort to make it seem like a vape pod is only going to last a vapor or somebody that uses them and less than the amount of time that they would smoke 2 packs of cigarettes or 1 pack of cigarettes.
Right.
So, I mean, a vape pod, I know people that vape jewels that a pod might last them 2 whole days.
Mm-hmm. Or more.
And if they were a pack a day or a 2 pack a day, that's actually less nicotine than they would get in their normal day or 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
The benzoic acid and propylene glycol are 2 other type of chemicals that.
Now, she said it right that time, propylene glycol.
Mm-hmm.
Again, once they have gone through a heated element in the vape pen, it can turn into something that can damage your lungs and expand them and cause you all kinds of breathing.
Oh, dear God, expand them? Every time you breathe, you're expanding your lungs. She's an idiot.
Conditions for the rest of your life. Diego, are you aware that some of the vape cartridges can contain THC?
Know that, but I really can't tell the difference between a product that has THC and one that doesn't.
Oh, yeah, you can.
That's right. There are vape pens that do have THC in them, and some have both. The way to tell the difference, though, is that vape pens with THC will be a lot darker in color, usually a golden yellow.
Was there THC in that? It's dark.
Wait a minute. I don't think there's any in that either.
This is pretty dark.
Andrew, Diego, do you know what a clusterfuck is?
Oh, here's one. Is there any THC in that one? Look how dark that is, Kevin.
That looks like urine.
If your urine is that color, you need to go see a doctor.
I can't.
Actually, Steve, there are people that I know that vape nicotine and THC at the same time. Just saying. Mm-hmm. But I do like my lungs to expand because if they stop expanding, I'm dead.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying. Excuse me.
Diego, are you aware of any of the side effects that are caused from using any vape products with THC?
I know you can definitely get buzzed or maybe high, but I don't know any other side effects.
Oh, dear God. Listen to this, Kevin.
Diego, some of the symptoms that someone can experience if they use a THC product from vaping is increased depression and anxiety and a state of psychosis because
psychosis from THC.
Really?
I here, I'm going to remove this for a second.
Wow. I need to check that.
We do not advocate the use of THC on this show. This is a nicotine vaping advocacy show. But dear God, state of psychosis from using THC?
A severe mental disorder in which thought and emotions are so impaired that contact is lost with external reality. You're what the fuck?
So she's actually suffering a state of psychosis now because her connection with reality is tenuous at best.
Cognitive stupidity.
Yeah.
Go on. I know you got more.
Because the concentration of THC is so concentrated, up to 90% versus 20% in its natural state, it can cause these conditions.
Did you see that? Look at that grin Look at this grin on her face.
Well, she's
The
a rock
amount
star now.
The amount of lying. Look at that. Look at that face right there. Look.
Oh my fucking word.
Officer
Yeah.
Campolo from Chula Vista. I'm sorry, but
And who?
your
what
video
cop
is
wears a
full of
flashlight?
lies.
Like, what cop wears a flashlight like that?
Oh, I
I've never
know
seen
lots
it.
of cops that wear flashlights like that.
Like that? I've never seen it. So
Well, it's because she's got her shoulders like she's not. I mean, it should be pointed forward, but she's got slouchy shoulder,
well, she's trying to smile so hard.
and she probably is a desk pusher. She's probably working the desk. She's probably not on the. She's a PR person.
When you're done, I'm gonna share one graphic with you about this dangerous bullshit story.
Are you going back to the jewel thing that you lost before?
No,
Because we're
no,
not doing that again.
No.
It's a different thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope this answers any questions you have regarding the dangers of vaping. If there's any other information or resources that you need, you can click the link below, which is our Chula Vista PD website. Click on the SRO link, or you can email me at scampol.
I don't think we're gonna do that.
Until they start arresting people for selling it, I don't really give a fuck what the link says. I really don't. In 2018, the Gang and Narcotics Division of the LAPD, the Gang and Narcotics Division tweeted right here, many recent studies have now suggested vaping can be more dangerous than smoking traditional cigarettes. And I, because I know how to screenshot, did so there. And I said, now, because deleting the tweet doesn't mean it didn't happen, is it illegal to delete public records, blah, blah, blah. So, because I think I'm funny. Either way,
you're the only one.
How can any of this be their job at all? I don't.
Well, I mean, obviously, pushing public health messages is not really their job, no. But
it's not
again, it is technically their job to enforce the laws. And if the youths are vaping, then it is their job to enforce that.
Enforce the law part, not to educate them on things they don't know or understand. Clearly,
no, but the police do have like media relations and community relations, PR
When's the
people.
last time one of them schooled anybody on STDs? Let's go there.
No, they always came to the school though with like the drug dog and would be like, oh, "Don't do drugs, kids."
Yeah. Didn't mention smoking, not once. Huh.
I don't recall. I don't remember. It has been a long time. I could have been in the parking lot smoking with the cop.
I was with the guard
when I was in school, but that was a different world then. But hey, we're going to continue the video news clips, Kevin.
Oh.
We have another news clip. No, this one is a news clip. We have another video clip. The last one was not a news clip. It was a misinformed and
it's sad. Sad the world.
Yeah. Anyway, this one is a Fox KTVU Channel 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the headline is more teens turn to disposable vapes even as industry regulation increases.
Welcome back. A recent Stanford study has found that more high school students are turning to disposable vapes rather than cartridge-based vapes at an increasing rate. This comes despite attempts from federal regulators to cut down on vaping among teens and young.
So they're cutting down on vaping, but they're really pushing closed systems and trying to kill open vaping. And this story says that kids aren't using open vaping products.
Adults. For more on what's driving the trend among teen vaping, joining us now is Dr. Bonnie Halpern Felscher. She is a pediatric psychologist at Stanford Medicine and the senior author of...
So Bonnie's on here. This is one of the reasons why we all love Bonnie on Twitter.
Of this study. Thanks so much for joining us, Bonnie.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
So your research found a big rise in the use of disposable vapes. So what makes those different from the pod-based vapes that we hear about like Juul?
Sure. So the pod-based vapes like Juul, they are a small device that looks like a USB that then.
Okay. Has anybody ever confused any of their pod-based systems with a USB plug? Anybody in the chat room that has ever used a pod?
Let's see.
Are you holding a pod-based system? Can I?
It's a
Do I need
Nord.
to?
Nord.
Okay, that is a Nord. Has anybody ever confused their Nord with a USB? I'm tired of hearing that. I don't actually have one in my desk. I used to have a Breeze and a Nautilus, Aspire Nautilus thing on my desk, but it's not here right now. Obviously, this is the closest thing that I have to a pod, and I'm not confusing this, but really, I'm just wondering. Yeah, I mean, Will Webb has a perfectly good, even though he's in Facebook. I keep being forced to respond to Facebook comments.
Good question. Well,
apparently can't fucking read and go to the YouTube
hang
channel.
Hang on, let me see. If I take this out, this is a USB.
Have you ever tried to vape a USB stick, Kevin? No, that's the plug. That's the plug. We're not talking about plugs, you dummy.
Hang on.
We're talking about actual USB memory sticks.
Oh, wait a minute. I got one. I do have one.
Oh, have you ever tried to vape that?
No, but I should.
And if you have, has anything negative occurred?
Here's two
from doing that.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm not confused. I certainly know this is.
I think it's time that this is a false narrative. I don't believe that anybody actually thinks that there. I've never seen a pod device that looks like a USB memory stick. Now, the Boulder does have a USB plug on it so that you can charge it.
Okay. You
take the cap off of it and you plug it into the big USB plug, not the little USB plug, like the big one. I've never confused that for a memory stick, and I've never confused my memory stick for my vape ever. I don't think anybody actually has ever done that.
Can anybody show me a photo of a child being confused over the two?
Well, no, there is a picture that somebody photoshopped with a kid with a USB plug in their mouth.
That was Juka.
Was that Juka?
Was that
I thought it was some asinine tobacco control liar that made that video or made that photograph.
I'll find it while you continue because that is kind of funny.
Let's look at this liar some more. I'm hitting the wrong there.
It also has a separate pod or cartridge, and within that is containing the flavors, the nicotine, and all the other constituents and chemicals within it. That became very, very popular with teens, starting with Juul around 2015, 2016 for several years. Then around 2018, we saw a switch to these disposables. They're very similar. They just are self-contained within the cartridge, self-contained rather than have a separate part that's the pod.
So the FDA has tried to restrict the use of these devices. They've banned certain flavors. Why do you think that's not enough?
Right. Well, we know that in January 2020, the FDA basically did prioritized enforcement against cartridge or pod-based products, and then all flavors except for menthol and tobacco. Well, what happened is they didn't prioritize enforcement against all electronic cigarettes or vaping devices. And so it's not surprising that our study showed that in May of 2020, teens then were using these new disposables that are pretty similar, and that they were still continuing to find and use all flavors, including mango, fruit, mint, and menthol, and particularly
mango, cucumber, blueberry, and grape.
Mm-hmm.
Juul compatible pods. So they're actually advertising for illegal products right here on this news story.
For free.
Because obviously these are Juul knockoffs, which A, makes them already illegal.
Yeah.
And B, we already know that all flavors and pre-filled pods were already banned, right? We already knew that, right?
Mint and menthol. So basically what we're seeing is that when one product is regulated, then teenagers and young adults seem to be just switching over to another product.
Do you think that's because teens think it's not as bad as something like Juul? Like why would they switch over to that and not think of the effects?
Right. Well, I mean, to be honest, the health effects and the mechanisms of these devices are pretty similar across all the vaping devices. We think it may be a supply demand that they're not able to find Juul as much or other pod-based products because of the fact that a lot of the shelf space and a lot of the Juul or pod-based products had to either come off the market or have limited flavors because of the prioritization. So we think that it's more that there's availability, there's more access in these disposable products, but they also became the cool new thing. Teens will go, we talk about whack-a-mole, they'll go from one product to another. And if we simply only regulate or enforce policies against one product and the other product is more available, it makes sense that teens are going to switch over. So we really need to be doing policies.
Oh shit. Did you hear that, Kevin?
No. Switch.
All right, let's listen to this again. I went backwards a little bit.
Products, but they also became the cool new thing. Teens will go, we talk about whack-a-mole, they'll go from one product to another.
So if you vape or if you ban one product, they'll just go to another product. Mm-hmm. So if you ban vaping, they'll just go back to smoking.
Yes. Which is proven.
So she just admitted, if we ban vaping, which is what we want you to do, we know that you're just going to go back to smoking. It's product substitution.
Yes.
Right.
And if we simply only regulate or enforce policies against one product and the other product is more available, it makes sense that teens are going to switch over.
So again, if cigarettes are in every convenience store, available in every corner of the United States, and we ban vaping, but cigarettes are still widely available everywhere people go, people will smoke.
Imagine that.
Thank you, Bonnie Halpern, whatever your name is.
Great job. Outstanding.
Thank you for making my point for me.
So we really need to be doing policies, enforcing regulation around all products and all different devices for vaping and not just one at a time.
I see. I think there is this sense of, pride that a lot of teens are not smoking cigarettes. So it seemed like that worked. But obviously there's more to be done.
Absolutely. I mean, we've done a really good job in tobacco control and policies to reduce.
We've done a really good job in tobacco control of making you think that we're doing something.
Smoking overall, and particularly teen smoking. I mean, we're well below 10% across the U.S. and really below, more like around 5-6% of teens smoking cigarettes.
Didn't we just show a chart that said 2%?
I think
so. I think I saw a chart. I think I just shared a chart that said 2%.
In California. That's great news, but you're absolutely right. We've sort of renormalized and it's become more socially normative and accepted to use vaping devices. And so we really have to do the same policies, the same changes of social norms with vaping products that we did with cigarettes. We need to really
social norms.
Yeah, this is social engineering, Kevin. Brainwashing.
Hey, have you gaslighting? Have you noticed that she hasn't said anything about ease of access, lack of compliance, lack of enforcement? Nothing has been mentioned about any of those three things.
Okay. I was actually interviewed this week. A newspaper or a reporter who is covering vaping interviewed me this week, and when I was basically saying he brought up these pods, and I said, they're already illegal. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, these were not available on the market prior to 8/8/16. So they are already illegal. Yeah. If FDA wanted to do enforcement, if FDA wanted to do their job, they could easily handle this and say, hey, you brought out new product, introduced it to market after Prohibition Day,
Mhm.
But, and we're going to cover this. We'll discuss this in a minute. But synthetic nicotine is not covered under the deeming, Kevin.
Oh, Raja's trying really hard. He's already trying.
And if you watch the Senate Help Committee hearings where they were interviewing Azar's replacement, who Azar replaced,
Caleb, yeah.
yes, you're going to see Caleb said, yeah, we're going to have to take care of that.
Wait a minute. He's replacing Azar?
Yes.
Caliph is replacing Azar, not what's her name? You're confused.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's her name replaced Azar? The temporary chick is there.
Oh,
He's going to be the head of the FDA.
All right. Okay.
The job that he had before.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, he had it before. He helped start this with Tom. What's his fucking name? CDC director.
Friedman, whatever.
Friedman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucktard.
Yes, I mean he's essentially applying to have the job that he had during the Obama administration.
Mm-hmm. So the Victor share screen is momentarily up.
Well, I can't share until I remove this.
Oh,
share.
Okay.
Let's finish this real quick. One thing at a time, Kevin.
Saying that these are harmful to you, that they have a lot of harm around the propylene glycol, the glycerin, the flavors, that these are not harmless. And we have to do everything possible, especially now during COVID, to protect our teens' lungs.
Everything possible would be enforcing the law.
Yeah.
Plans to event.
Don't we have rules in place?
Guess. I don't know.
Let's just ignore all the rules and then make new rules.
Essentially ban all sales based on age. Do you think the U.S. should be doing something like that?
They already do.
Did she just ask a stupid question?
They already do. I can't wait to hear the answer.
So we know that New Zealand, they announced plans to eventually ban all sales based on age. Do you think the U.S. should be doing something like that?
Well, it's really hard to say whether they should ban all products or whether there is a place. We really need more studies to say whether there's a place for maybe tobacco flavored e-cigarettes. But what we do need are policies that get rid of all the flavors. There's no reason to have e-cigarettes in flavors, that particularly those that are attractive to young people. There's no reason to be having so much nicotine. These vaping devices have between 1 and 2 packs of cigarettes worth of nicotine. There's no reason to have them small, blingy, where they're very little and very easy to hide. In our research, a lot of
Okay, all right. This is a chick.
What's this blingy
This is a chick basically saying that apparently all other chicks want to vape something that looks ugly. So now she's attacking the way the device looks.
Oh my fucking word!
Not only is she ignoring all the available science that shows that higher levels of nicotine are better at getting people to quit smoking, that flavors are important to the success of vaping as a smoking cessation or smoking replacement. Now she's going after the way they look.
It's like she's going after Paul's Tic Tac, small and blingy. I don't know.
I don't know how blingy it is, but it is definitely small.
They say that they use these products because they're easy to hide. They smell good. They taste good. They have a huge amount of nicotine.
Oh, we don't want them to smell good or taste good.
No, we like cigarettes.
Yeah, you guys have. If you want to quit smoking, you're gonna have to use that thing that tastes like ass, because that's apparently what. Yeah. That's all you're allowed to have.
No bling
is ass. Day old dirty gym socks. That's all you're allowed to have.
Cardboard.
Yeah.
Get the buzz. So we need to really regulate and put policies in place so that way these products are not available, not accessible, and not attractive to young people.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much, Bonnie, for joining us, and we will see what policies get put in place because of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your lies.
I can't
you,
tell
Bonnie.
for sure. Is Myers' hand in her ass or is it just in her back? I couldn't tell.
Probably her ass.
I'm just curious. I don't know.
Yeah, he's probably bowling balling her.
Ed, I love you.
I should just ban. I should.
These are.
What is that? That is a very long jewel pod right there.
For those, if that's what you were speaking of, there was I think it was 2017 or 18.
That's not what I'm talking about.
All right, they had a study, and they said that this thing was in centimeters. Like, I don't remember how long the centimeters were, but it was like a 3-foot measurement. These were experts exclaiming that they could be easily hitting, and that they were 40 centimeters long or something. So somebody made it approximately the length that it should have been. And
this is what I was talking about.
They showed a picture of a child vaping in school, which this has been obviously photoshopped, but they were vaping in school. In school. This was the alleged part from the Victor share screen, by the way. Thank you, Victor.
Yeah, no, this is what I was talking about.
Okay. I think that was California, if I remember right, but I don't know.
No, it's the real cost.
Oh, that's truth.
It's
all right.
FTA. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
That's FTA.
Well,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about there. That one. This one.
I don't have the right equipment.
This one, Kevin.
Oh my God.
Kevin.
Tic Tac bling. She looked pale too. I don't understand, Patrick. So they talked about laws and they talked about restrictions, but they didn't say ease of access or lack of compliance or people being there to enforce the rules, like Officer Puck and Chuck there in California. Nobody cares.
Mm-mm.
So sad.
Mm-mm. Huh. So did you see this? Did you last week we talked about 2 weeks ago we talked about some kids dropping their device in school and having the school resources officer have to go get a shot of epinephrine because they thought they may, or that wasn't epinephrine. What am I doing?
Oh, wait. Let's back up for a minute. HHS was Azar, right?
Yes, he's Health and Human Services.
Okay, so this
Janet Woodcock
is FDA. So
temporary FDA person.
Caliph is going to that.
Caliph is going to take her job if he gets confirmed.
Okay, I want to clarify.
Yeah, Skip clarified it, and I didn't have a chance to verbalize it. But
so
anyway,
there's fentanyl rolling all over the freaking hallways.
Yeah, that was fentanyl. So hey, there's a new one. Here's a new one. The pearl clutching.
Have you invited Bonnie Helkelix on yet?
I'm sure over the years she's probably gotten an invite. Yeah. But yeah, let's watch this one. Yeah.
Yes, I'm Kristen Copeland.
I'm Jason Powers. We're going to get to those stories in just a moment. First, though, 4 students at BOCES in New Hartford suffered reactions after smoking something from a vape pen.
It is your top story tonight.
Okay. They may need to be hospitalized if they are smoking something, if they light their vape pen on fire, or the battery decides to start smoking. But anyway, yeah.
The school resource officers at the Middle Settlement Road School were notified about 1:30 this afternoon that a student was having a reaction from smoking an unknown substance. The 911 call was for an overdose. The United County Sheriff's Office found a total of 4 students smoked from that same vape pen. 2 students were taken to St. Luke's. 1 student was taken to St. Elizabeth's, and the other student was medically signed off at the school by their parents. Again, it's still not known what this substance was. The Sheriff's Office did not say the ages of the
substance.
Oh. So they don't know the
substance.
age. It's something probably illegal since they're all approximately 18 or less. They're in a school and they're all four in the friggin' bathroom.
They were probably smoking each other.
You can't. Oh, for Christ's sake. It's a vape device or pen. Where do you find this shit?
I'm
Same place I do.
I'm the Google foo.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I don't think Google likes me anymore. They don't send as many as
Well,
they used to.
I think you're blocked.
Probably.
So yes, the moral panic, Kevin. The moral panic.
I like the keywords, the smoking and the device and the we don't know, and we don't know how old they were. We don't know what happened. We don't know what the substance was.
So Leah says that she was legal age of smoking in her last 2 years of high school, and she says due to where my birthday falls. Yeah, sure, it wasn't for being held back or nothing like that. For 2 whole years.
I smoked in the bathroom. I smoked in the smoking area.
I'm sure you were smoking. Never mind. In the bathroom.
In the boys' room. I got caught.
Smoking the sea.
We weren't supposed to smoke in the school. We could smoke outside the school.
We had a gated area. Like, you know, if you go through some apartment buildings, they have like a little gated dog walkie area.
Yeah.
Where you can walkie your dog. We had one of those for smoking when I was in school. Yes. They treated us like barnyard animals.
I hope those kids are okay. So sad.
Yeah.
But that tells me that they can access illegal substances despite.
Well, of course they can. It's illegal.
Because I was drinking beer before it was legal for me to drink beer. I could get it. Not that I would or did, but I did. So there you go.
I'm queuing the next video.
You do that. I'm grabbing coffee. Hot boxing in the stall. Yes.
I've got a long Amazon commercial.
It's all right. She was going to bars before it was legal. Tisk.
Yeah.
Did you write your own notes to get cigarettes when you were a kid?
No, my mom just wrote them.
I had to write my own.
She wanted me to get cancer and die. Okay, all right. Watch this.
Very closely, it's about how some vaping companies have been able to avoid FDA regulation even as they remain popular among kids. You'll recall we recently sat down with two men who present themselves anyway as top executives at Puff Bar. Now, the company makes a range of vaping products, including sweet flavors, and it's important to point out 85% of teens who vape use products with candy or fruit flavors. The FDA has tried to crack down, banning.
What?
They tried to crack down.
Yeah, they tried to crack down by doing absolutely nothing.
Flavored cartridges like Juul Pods early last year. But thanks to an apparent loophole, Puff Bar is still on the market. And now there are renewed questions about why that's the case.
Nearly 2 years ago,
Okay, so that first file picture is of a Cigalike. This is an open tank device with this dude with, I don't understand why people want to staple their faces. I just don't get it.
Seemed like the federal government had put an end to flavored vaping products.
The new policy cracking down on the sale of flavored electronic cigarettes.
But today,
what are your top sellers in terms of flavors?
Probably Cool Mint.
Yeah.
Banana Ice, blueberry ice.
Nick Manasse and Patrick Beltran are co-CEOs of Puff Bar.
I rebuked that guy named Patrick, by the way.
The 27-year-olds live a fast life on social media.
I own Puff Bar.
And they control the biggest company in America still selling the kind of fruit-flavored nicotine products popular with kids.
People always say, like, you guys are trying to sidestep or side skirt, kind of laws. And we're not, I mean, if there's a law that would order us off the market tomorrow, we would pull our products off the market tomorrow.
In fact, the Food and Drug Administration has challenged Puff Bar before. In a warning letter last year, it told the company it did not have FDA marketing authorization required of all new tobacco products. But in February, they relaunched with what they say is a tobacco-free nicotine that doesn't fall under FDA rules.
And so you're back with essentially the same product, but the stuff inside, instead of tobacco nicotine, is synthetic nicotine.
Yes.
Pretty clever.
Yeah, I think it ended up being the better alternative.
Synthetic nicotine is created through a chemical process that does not involve tobacco leaves. So the argument is Puff Bar and any other e-cigarette that follows this model is no longer subject to the FDA's rules for tobacco products.
The FDA has just been slow and tentative, and now
Hey, Raja, let's see if they actually pronounce his name so that we can learn how to say his name.
they're getting punked by two 27-year-olds.
Illinois Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy has been
Krishnamurthy. I've been saying it right the whole time.
Critical of Puff Bar since early 2020.
When I go to their website and I see strawberry banana and raspberry ice and banana ice flavors being sold, I know exactly who they're appealing to. It's mainly kids.
Beltran and Manasse say their products are intended exclusively for adult smokers hoping to switch off cigarettes, a market they are so dedicated to serving, they argue they had to innovate.
I like the idea.
Ways to still
What?
I like the idea that the word switch is just rolling off people's tongues today. Switch.
Well, I mean, you've been naughty this year, so all you're going to get is coal and a box of switches.
Ooh.
Our consumers and customers with the products that they need.
We see more enjoyment with our product now.
We think there's definitely less byproduct compared to tobacco-derived nicotine. What do you mean by byproduct? Less byproduct, less toxins, less chemicals.
I'm talking just purely from an enjoyment standpoint of how people are.
So this moron.
Wait, did he say less chemicals?
Yes.
No.
This moron.
Okay, he's a
using
moron.
their fucking talking points. Tobacco is full of chemicals, blah, 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 blah. This guy's trying to limit what this dumbass is saying by saying product enjoyment. Get off of that topic, you dumbass. Wow. Don't talk about science because you ain't got a PhD.
We're enjoying our products.
It's cleaner.
Bunk.
Cleaner.
Total bunk. That's not why they're doing it.
Dr. Robert Jackler is a physician turned tobacco researcher at Stanford.
Would you call this a loophole that companies are rushing through to stay on the market?
It is an Oklahoma land rush going through a very wide loophole.
He sees the turn to synthetic nicotine as part of a decades-long effort by the tobacco industry to evade regulations.
Every time the government brings in regulations, the industry can innovate around it. They have the smartest people to think up ways of skirting and undermining the intent of regulation.
We have the smartest people.
We do have the very smartest people.
We can't keep up with them.
We are so smart. We're out thinking all of these PhDs and lifelong scientists and tobacco control zealots.
This is such a sad report.
There's more.
Beltran and Manasse both told us they think the FDA's worries are misplaced.
But you're not saying, hold on, let's wait till the data comes out. You're just saying, sorry, FDA, I see a way around you.
Traditional cigarettes on the market right now have the FDA stamp of approval.
They don't. They don't.
They're
don't use that argument. They have permission. They don't have their stamp of approval. They've been given marketing orders, which means that they have permission to sell their product.
But those are not safe. So why should the U.S. people or the people, trust the FDA to be stamping approvals for the safety of products when the FDA knowingly is allowing cigarettes to be on the market that are killing 480,000.
And the FDA is not. The attorney generals of 46 states and 4 other states that had individual agreements agreed to profit off the smoke of the sale of combustible cigarettes, and said, we will never move to ban your product completely from the market.
Ever.
The attorney generals of all 50 states agreed to that language.
Ever.
People a year.
The FDA doesn't technically approve tobacco products, but it does determine whether they meet legal requirements. And the agency hasn't yet taken a stand on synthetic nicotine. On its website, the FDA admits it's possible synthetic nicotine would not be regulated as a tobacco product, adding it plans to decide on a case-by-case basis.
So is the issue here the FDA or Puff Bar?
I think it's both.
Congressman Krishnamurthy says he's working on legislation to clarify the government.
Now look at all these responsible mask wearing.
Oh my God.
Look at her. Look at her. She's cutting her eyes right. She's burning her laser vision right through that guy's head.
Of course. There's nothing there. So,
and this guy, his nose is actually above the top of his mask. So he's not even following the mask guidance. He's got his nose above the top of the mask. Hey, but they do have hand sanitizer right there on the table.
That's good. You know. Is that a flavored drink product?
That is a Coca-Cola. Huh. That is, have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
Its role in regulating synthetic nicotine.
I will make sure that it's crystal clear in the law that they should and can regulate in this area.
But Dr. Jackler says the FDA's options are already perfectly clear.
The FDA has authority to take these products off the market. If they're not tobacco products, and that's what these companies assert, then they're a drug, and they should be taken off until approved.
Why does
they can't be a drug if they're not marketed as a drug?
Doesn't the FDA do that if it's so simple?
That is the $10 billion question.
And I wish we could tell you we had a good answer to that question. We once again reached out to the FDA, and it once again declined an interview with us, saying that, quote, the FDA is actively investigating and considering how to address such products. The agency says it looks forward to working with Congress on a potential fix. The FDA has, by the way, pulled some 5 million e-cigarette products off shelves in the past couple years.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. They said they had to be taken off. It didn't mean
they sent MDOs.
And every single one of them could spring back through this synthetic nicotine loophole.
There's a statement said in sports when it comes to teams trying to win. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Do you believe this is simply the case? Like, they're finding these loopholes and these ways around in order to become rich?
I think some companies are, but what is also important to point out is I've met a lot of adults who have switched off traditional cigarettes using an e-cigarette, often with flavor.
Right.
And so while there are irresponsible companies in this space, there are also responsible ones. And the FDA is going to sort one from another and help adults, if that's the public health science, that's what it says, while keeping it out of the hands of kids. It's a tough balance they've got to figure out.
Wow.
And there's still many questions. You know, that phrase getting punked.
Shut up, Gail. I don't even like you.
But then the owners.
You know her name?
That's Oprah's.
Is this on right before your soap opera? That's not Oprah's best friend, is it?
Yeah, Gail.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't watch this shit.
Well, I appreciate.
I'm at work. I have a job.
The guy's answer at the end was actually pretty substantial.
Yes, that was actually quite good.
That was a substantial statement for him to make, and he knows people. And guess what? A lot of people are starting to know people. So Gail's an idiot no matter what.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have the video of this, but during the help committee confirmation hearing for Caliph, that was one of the things was he had a family member tell him that they were using synthetic nicotine.
And it's concerning.
And that's one of the reasons why it's on his radar. And he said that is a priority for him when he gets approved, is to nip that in the bud.
Look, we got to skip all
that in the bud, but
she's all over there in her little section of the world cussing.
Hey, you know,
You're all up the cranky old broad.
we have to make the cranky old broad laugh tonight.
So I didn't hear Rakamucka talk about enforcement.
Krishnamurthy. I've been saying it right the whole time. Krishnamurthy.
Where's my pal? Where did it go?
I don't know. You have a Victor share screen over there.
Was it Tom?
I don't know.
I don't know. Janine said Krishnamorphine.
I saw Krishnamoron a while ago too.
I think it was Will. Yeah, I think it was Will.
Yeah, that was Will that said Krishnamoron.
Skip, you get 25 free F-bombs. I won't even judge you.
We are MA rated. We are a adult rated program over here. So
Paul said it. Fuckity fuck, fuckity fuck. Those are drink words if you like.
Yes, we're not drinking right now. I think the show has become more professional, Kevin.
Oh,
and we really
don't want to do.
We really shouldn't be promoting drunken misbehaving on the show anymore, especially after last Saturday. That took us down the wrong pathway. Well, by the time we were done, it was Saturday.
Well, that's true. It was Saturday. You're right.
Yeah.
See, even Mallory's dropped a few herself.
Yes. Well, Mallory, I think in my head, I picture Mallory as like a very young, like eager to learn young lady.
Good.
And because I have no verifiable proof that she is, but that's just the way I have it in my head, is that she's a fairly young lady.
I can't confirm or deny she's a cranky old broad.
And I don't want you to put her in the category that you did to poor Skip and call her the cranky old broad. There definitely will not be a show on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. And there more than likely won't be one on New Year's Eve either.
40. She's 10 years younger than I am. 11.
This could possibly be the last regular show of the year, unless we decide to do a pop-up show in the middle of the week. Because my wife will not allow me to hang out with you guys on New Year's Eve. And Christmas Eve obviously is freaky time. Oh no, that's when I get my once a year present.
It's when you get your art on. Oh, okay, good. Got my blue pill.
Woohoo! No, that's my birthday.
Oh,
that's my birthday. Well, we might do something in the middle of the week instead of on, because the holiday's falling on Friday and Saturday this year.
You guys need a break from us anyway, don't you?
Yeah. But we could possibly do a Wednesday show or something. You never know.
So no enforcement. They're just going to yell at the FDA, shake their little fist, and get off my lawn.
And in Congress obviously is Krishnamurthy is obviously saying, well, it's not my fault that the law says what the law says.
No,
it's FDA's fault for what the law says.
Yes.
So, and I had tweeted that we were going to do an experiment on Twitter Spaces, but we're not going to do an experiment on Twitter Spaces because Twitter Spaces does not work from desktop Twitter. It only works from phone Twitter. So we will do an after show. If you want to join the Discord, we will do the audio video after show on Discord. So join us on Discord. Kevin is being all Luddite over there and complaining about having to get a new app. So Kevin may not be there because he's being stupid.
I got enough freaking links.
It's not a link, it's a new app.
App link, whatever. It's a site. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not really on Instagram.
No, Instagram. But see, this actually allows every person that is present to participate. Kevin, that's the whole point. Is is hanging out with our friends and
Mallory's being trained by Janine
and having a conversation where they could actually participate other than in the chat room.
Oh,
we're just trying to do stuff.
Fine.
We got to do new stuff, Kevin.
I might join it just for shits and giggles.
I mean, even Janine is now a member of the Discord. She had trouble. Troop had trouble.
See?
But
I know I'm having trouble.
They just had difficulty following through.
I am.
I actually did get a haircut today too. Yeah.
I got them all cut. I said, screw it.
Yeah. I asked them to cut all the grays, but they said they couldn't do that. They said it would be the same thing as shaving my head. So
coffee.
Yeah. Oh, coffee. He just disappeared because he had to go get coffee. So the other thing is Andrew was complaining that we didn't have any V-neck t-shirts on the Teespring store. So I went, and just because he is making the VapeBand bracelets that we showed you at the beginning of the show, I agreed to make a V-neck t-shirt. I despise V-neck t-shirts, by the way. But because I like Andrew, I went ahead and did that. But he wanted the logo on the back so that his boyfriend can see it, I guess. I don't know. So there is a V-neck t-shirt available with the logo on the back. But I also, for the winter months, we have two hoodies. Or we have a hoodie, a zipper hoodie with the logo there on the breast, and then a regular sweatshirt with the logo on the front. And this is the gay V-neck with the logo on the back. So anyway, I just thought I would throw that up there. Hey, look, they walked the. See, we still have all these awesome t-shirt designs. Just saying. I bought a t-shirt from Andrew. Does VapeBands have a t-shirt? And why would you buy a t-shirt with a circle that says VapeBands? It's pretty boring. My t-shirts are way cooler than that. And Kevin went to go get coffee. So what the hell's going on Twitter, yo? Let me go to Twitter and see if what y'all been. There's 5XLs, Tom. You just got to look. There's multiple designs and multiple shirts. Which t-shirt do you want that is not available in 5? Ooh, 3X. 5XL is pretty large, dude. Just saying. I don't know which one's a 5XL shirt.
I couldn't hear you being mean to me.
Are you sure I was being mean?
I don't know.
It's possible.
Plausible deniability.
5XL?
I saw the shirt though.
With the logo on the back?
Yeah.
I don't know that any of these shirts are available in 5 actually. Yeah, I don't. A 5XL is quite large. I'd have to look and see what they have available. That is a very big boy. I mean, I'm a pretty big boy, and I'm only a 2XL. But I was asking what was going on Twitter, Kevin. Oh, yeah. Yes, I have to do this one. So there was a Twitter dialogue this week that got rather what's the word?
Heated?
Ugly. Ugly.
Ooh, ugly.
So there's this conversation that's going on here between Vapor Man and Molina and Charles Gardner.
Yeah.
Apparently, Charles Gardner had said that he had a family member that died of smoking. This is all Hamish's fault.
Yeah.
It's always Hamish's fault.
Mm-hmm.
So Hamish is making fun of Simon Chipman here.
Yep, that's my boy.
And it gets pretty ugly pretty quickly.
It's still going, Hamish said.
It's all Ham's fault.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so Vaporman comes in and SL, that person, and then here's Pippa. Isn't this Pippa? Oh no, that's just the Senate Select Committee on Tobacco Harm Reduction. Okay, because her Pippa Live has the same look to it. And then Molina, this person Molina says there is no harm reduction. It's all Philip Morris propaganda.
Yep.
And he shares a Bloomberg.com article. So then Vaporman says, if Philip Morris says there's no harm, Philip Morris is wrong. If you say anyone who supports vaping for any reason is paid by Philip Morris, you're wrong. It's simple to divide the world into good and bad people. Commenting about somebody's dead dad, good or bad, Molina.
Mm-hmm.
So then how wrong? Haven't PMI included Inco and others to talk how great vaping is? Funded Inco. At least their taxes return state that financial fraud or reality. So then he's, sending very wrongly suggesting funding determines truth. If somebody from Philip Morris says the sky is blue during the daytime, does that make it a lie? Blah, blah, blah. No, but if they state how great the sky is, overstating it and having a Twitter dedicated to only talk about it, blah, blah, blah. So then they start going back and forth him and Vaporman going back pretty good.
Yep.
There's Paul Hamish again. I skipped backwards and I got to find the replies because there was I never had researched anything about vaping until the day before yesterday.
Well, that makes you
this
an
person
expert.
Is now an expert because he has 2 days of Google, and he brings up eValley.
Mm-hmm.
So then everybody, these folks are all going at it hand in hand. Oh, that's interesting.
Rabbit hole.
We got nothing else to talk about.
Am I in there?
Going the Twitter activity around the 8th meeting of the Conference of the Parties. This is COP 8.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're in there. I'm sure we're in there.
4 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So smoke-free world, blah, blah, blah. Are you named in this one, Kevin?
I don't think I am.
Because
could be, but I don't know.
We tweeted pretty heavily this year, but they would have to do a new one. So that old chestnut, blah blah blah. So anyway, Hamish says, "Hey, Dad, I want you to get sick. I don't want you to get sick like Granddad. This is a very important. Hey, why am I tweeted? Why am I captured in this? Oh, Dad, why do you want to die? Okay, yeah, that was a good video, by the way.
Yep.
If you haven't watched this, Steven Sapir, you should watch this.
We started originally as a hardware company back in it was late '09. My vapor story, I'll just tell it really quick. I have 4 daughters, and my daughter at the time said to me, Dad, why do you want to die? She was just a kid. She was 7 or 8 years old. She said, how come you want to die? I said, I don't want to die. What makes you think Dad wants to die? And she said, well, you smoke, and smoking kills you. So you must want to die. You know that smoking kills you. And it just killed me that was what I was teaching my kid. So she wrote a little book, like an 8-page book, and it had heartbreaking pictures like, here's what it looks like, me walking down the aisle without my dad. Here's what my dad's lungs look like, just horrible, horrible stuff. So at the end of it, there was a little signature where I had to sign and promise not to smoke. And I signed it, and I lied, and I smoked, and I would, put on a hat and gloves and blow it up and wash my hands and hope nobody would catch me. But I just felt shitty. about it. And I was a gadget guy, and I started reading about this technology that was, you know, primarily Chinese technology at the time. None of that stuff had really made it stateside, or it was very rare stateside. When people first saw me vaping, they thought I was using drugs. But I started ordering these gadgets from China, and you know, even the Chinese liquid, you couldn't get liquid stateside at the time, or at least I wasn't initiated into the vapor world enough to know where to get it. So yeah, I started on, you know, really cheap Chinese liquid, really cheap Chinese gear. But the thing that blew me away about it was literally the first time I puffed it. As horrible as it tasted, I knew I was never going to smoke again, and I never did. And for a guy that would leave the house at 3 o'clock in the morning for, you know, a pack of cigarettes if I had run out, I was, you know, I was a nicotine junkie. I mean, I still am a nicotine addict, but at least, you know, it doesn't come with the tar and the ash and the 5,000 chemicals, 88 known carcinogens. But yeah, I would go out in the middle of the night to get them, and it just blew my mind that this one puff of this crazy device that I had gotten overseas, it was like that. I tried everything: Wellbutrin, patches, gums, hypnosis, cold turkey. You know, nothing, absolutely nothing worked. I was committed to smoking. But so after that, I said, "Oh my God, everybody needs to know about this. Everybody needs to know." My grandmother had died due to complications from a few things, you know, one of them being her tobacco addiction. And I just felt like everybody needed to know it. So I started to, you know, buy the devices, give them to friends. And then, you know, it started to spread, and folks asked me, you know, how do I get them? So I just threw up a quick site. I was, you know, I worked in IT and financial services my whole life. So it wasn't really a job. It was just something I was doing to help out some friends. And it turned into a business that I loved.
This is a great video.
Powerful.
And Hamish shared it along with his story.
Yep.
Which is awesome. But anyway, so between Ham's story and Charlie's story about having loved ones that died from smoking, this Molina asshole, which I've lost the original tweet. Give me a minute here. Says, I found it because I retweeted it.
Okay.
So it says here, I believe all pro vapors should be jailed, especially you and whoever else receives money from tobacco companies to push vaping as harm reduction. And I said, well, imagine a country where people are jailed for simply quitting to smoke. This type of thinking is a result of huge, massive misinformation campaigns. Brainwashed zombies believe vapors are driving around the neighborhood in their white panel vans, trying to turn kids into nicotine. Come here, little boy. Let me give you a vape. I said, vaping makes ex-smokers not addicts. So
I sit here and giggle, but it's an extremely poignant point.
That is exactly what they think vaping people do. Is that we drive around the neighborhood in a white panel van with a sign that says, you know, with I'm sure I could find the picture of
we look like Aleister Crowley
of the pervy van
the day before, Janine, the day before.
You know,
and the insanity that the person is an expert in one day is that you can Google it and find everything bad and rarely anything good.
But it's the nonsense that these people can't think critically. So, you know, the anti-vaping people actually think that vape companies or vape people are driving around neighborhoods in a van like this.
Yeah.
To sucker kids into getting in the van.
Exactly.
And you know, the weak-minded people that are unable to think for themselves, who can't critically think. You know, that's the number one purpose of this show, Kevin. I started this show with the simple purpose of teaching people how to think critically about the media that they're absorbing.
Right.
I mean, that was the initial thing. I'm going to read you articles. I'm going to point out the nonsense in those articles, and hopefully you'll be able to read articles on your own and start picking out the nonsense and the fear words that they use, the modal verbs that they use, Kevin. And there are times where I'm still scratching my head wondering, how are people not noticing the same stuff that we aren't noticing?
As am I.
But yeah, Molina basically called Ham and called Charlie liars because if they actually had family members who had died smoking, there's no way you would promote vaping.
No.
Which, this is the type of like Superman bravery nonsense that occurs
right
in the mentally ill anti-vaping community. Is you have this formulated idea in your head that this is evil, this is the devil, and anybody who promotes this must burn in hell.
Yeah, automatic.
So yeah, Janine's got it right. They don't want to know the truth. They don't want to notice the bullshit. They want to be lied to. And I said this in the scope thing. This is and I hate to shoot guys like Dr. Schussman down, but he's like, eventually people are gonna. And I was like, do you realize that 50% of the people in America have basically agreed to allow the government to make all of their life decisions?
Right.
And no matter what you say, they're unwilling to believe that CDC and FDA and these people in high positions would ever lie to them.
Yep.
They're lemmings that are just, willing to be led off the cliff.
Wards of the state.
So, yeah, I mean, they're extremely happy to allow that to occur.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody asked earlier, where was the video for Amanda? But I see somebody already posted the link to Amanda's video for them. But what do you have to share, Kevin?
Oh,
you have anything that you want to draw attention to? Oh, no, there is one more thing. Okay. I forgot one of the most important pieces that was on the list of things that I wanted to cover was the fact that, do you know that politicians actually make money investments? and many of them use information that they have learned in the course of their job as being a legislator to improve their position, their wealth. No thanks. So this story has been in several different places this week. So this is the Business Insider version. It's the same article.
Yeah.
It says some of the same members of Congress pushing to restrict cigarettes and vapes are quietly investing in tobacco giants. Now, this headline is a little bit misleading because none of the legislation that they're pushing actually restricts traditional tobacco cigarettes.
Right.
None of them.
Zero.
None of them. Actually, Tom says jail time for insider trading. Actually, it is quite legal for members of Congress to invest money and to even invest money based on information that they may have heard in the course of their job. Totally legal. They've been exempted from any insider trading information. We're not being anti-vaping, Skip. We're being pro-vaping. We're just pointing out the BS, dear. But remember, in a little while, if you want to come to the Discord and just hang out with us, we're going to be in there. So anyway, some of the same members of, I already read that. So anyway, it says smoking remains the largest preventable cause of death. Members of Congress have nevertheless invested in tobacco companies, and some lawmakers have invested in such companies, often speaking out against tobacco. Well, because none of the stuff that they may speak out against tobacco, but none of the policies and laws that they're pushing and introducing to be made into law are actually reducing the number of cigarettes that are being sold. So weeks before the coronavirus pandemic became a public health crisis in America, Congress was fixated on another respiratory calamity. A mysterious lung illness was causing dozens of people and sickening thousands more. It seemed to be linked to counterfeit vapes, particularly those containing THC, the high-inducing compound in marijuana. Give me 1 minute. I will get you the link for the Discord. I have to take this off screen for a second. You're a member of the Discord already, Skip. You are already a member. But I will slap it in here anyway. Paste. There you go. La, la, la.
Slap it.
Slap it. What do you want me to slap, Kevin?
You said you were slapping it in.
I did. Did I? That drove Congress into action. The Democratic-led House passed a bill to ban all flavored tobacco, including menthol cigarettes and all kinds of e-cigarettes meant to offer smokers tasty alternatives. When did they ban menthol cigarettes?
They have in a few places, I guess. California.
The author of that bill, Democratic Representative Frank Pallone of New Jersey, who held particular influence over public health policy as the chairman of Energy and Commerce Committee. Do we want to watch this video of Frank Pallone?
A minute and a half of the fucktard? I don't know.
Frank, pull one.
We're examining the growing public health crisis involving e-cigarettes and the proliferation of these products amongst kids and teens. And I'm deeply concerned about the recent outbreak of lung illnesses that have killed 8 people and sickened more than 530 here in the U.S. I'm also very frustrated by the fact that e-cigarette usage has reached epidemic proportions in recent years among kids. If you talk to any parent of a high school student, you know that our nation's e-cigarette problem is real and it's getting worse. And it's long past time for public health agencies to address vaping and e-cigarette usage in a meaningful way. I look forward to hearing about what the FDA and the CDC can tell us about how they're addressing these tragic mystery illnesses and the recent actions to combat youth e-cigarette use. But make no mistake, I firmly believe that many aspects of the youth vaping epidemic could have been addressed if the FDA had moved forward with reviewing all.
Well, I mean, they could have been addressed because we told FDA months in advance that it was going to happen.
And CDC.
Leafy told them.
And Jerry.
There was a letter, that was an email letter that was circulated amongst all the groups foretelling of the E-Valley crisis. But anyway, but while Pallone was shepherding the bill through Congress and accusing Big Tobacco of preying on children, his wife, Sarah, held up to $15,000 worth of shares in the tobacco giant Philip Morris International. The anti-tobacco legislation would have benefited the IQOS brand of heated flavorless tobacco, which had recently received authorization from the FDA and was being licensed by Altria in the United States. Altria is the parent company of Philip Morris, which also sells Marlboro Menthol, a product that would have been banned under the anti-tobacco legislation. And then there's a disclosure of their investments. So there's 15 pages here. We're not going to go through that. But anyway, Mary Warden, Pallone's spokeswoman, did not answer questions about whether the investment presented a conflict of interest, but said only that Sarah Pallone no longer owns stock in Philip Morris after selling off her shares in August. The stock appeared to be held as part of a trust and paid up to $1,000 in dividends in 2020. So $1,000 doesn't sound like a lot of money to most, politicians that somehow get paid $250,000 a year, but somehow after a lifetime of being in politics, has a recorded wealth of over $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
So, people like Nancy Pelosi, who have spent their entire adult life, virtually their entire adult life in public office, making between $200,000 and $250,000 a year, somehow has a net worth of over $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
Figure that shit out for me. So anyway, Palone's situation illustrates how federal lawmakers' personal finances can clash with their political persona and public policy positions. Federal disclosures that Insider reviewed indicate that at least 16 members of Congress or their families had invested in tobacco companies from the start of 2020 through 2021. The tally is a part of the exhaustive Conflicted Congress project, in which Insider reviewed nearly 9,000 financial disclosure reports for every sitting lawmaker and their top-ranking staffers. Palone isn't the only anti-tobacco champion in Congress with personal financial ties to tobacco giants, who together spend millions of dollars annually lobbying the federal government and whose shares have largely risen this year. Representative Ed Case, a Democrat of Hawaii, has co-sponsored a bill to raise tobacco taxes. In May, he sold up to $100,000 worth of stock in Altria. Josh Gottheimer, a Democrat who has declared a war on youth vaping and co-sponsored Palone's bill, sold up to $50,000 worth of Philip Morris stock and as much as $50,000 of Altria shares. Altria owns blah, 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 Anyway, hey, look, there's somebody we know.
Ain't that neat?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Connolly. Even more. Tommy Tuberville. He's got $100,000. So yeah, I mean, all of these politicians obviously are trying to make money.
Mm-hmm. Any way they can.
Yeah. So yeah, that article is in the show notes for you to go and fully do the research. It has pages and pages and pages of disclosures, so you guys can see this. I don't want to sit here and read the whole thing, but there's a bunch.
Politicians are full of shit.
Well, yes, all politicians are full of shit, regardless of whether they're Republicans or Democrats.
Very sad.
But
they're not saying they want to get rid of smoking. That's amazing.
Well, they can't.
Well, I know. It's a perpetual question, though, to me.
I mean, it doesn't come up because they can't.
Mm-hmm.
They've entered into a legally binding contract with the tobacco companies to financially, to get money off of the sale of the cigarettes. And they've agreed never to try to fully ban the sale of cigarettes.
Ain't that funny?
Yeah. Funny, haha.
That's pretty neat. Tommy Tuberville.
He's Alabama.
That's right.
He's Alabama. But yeah, so now, did you have something you wanted to promote or share or talk about?
To use the Victor share screen, I will.
Go ahead.
So earlier in the week, the 13th, the FDA decided that they wanted to talk about your child being addicted to vaping and tobacco products, and the brains are still developing. Their brains are still developing right there. So the misperception, the leading part of that is, to me, the brains are still developing. So I flipped in my blog. We'd already talked about it, where they're, just terrorizing adults and children, as Frank said earlier, because, we don't really know anything.
Moral panic.
Moral panic. We got my new pal Frank, who's a clinical psychologist and cognitive therapist who values research, innovation, and satire. Now, I like satire. My Twitter feed's full of it, but he wants to know what is the it. He didn't tag me. He tagged another vape in it without the G. You've been putting in your vape device. Wink, wink. Obviously, scientists don't corral kids in labs and give them nicotine, but converging evidence is nicotine harmful to the neurodevelopment processes. Check this. It says tobacco. So I immediately just put Truth's, nicotine file. It's still there. It's still available. We've discussed that too. And then I said, scientists don't corral kids in labs and give them nicotine. Here's one where it shows whatever it shows, the second and the third. And then I mentioned Chantix for the hell of it. But then Frank, and then I gave him that. And I gave him this. Now this, when I do a meme, like our Surgeon General present, Vivek, said, they're misleading. So what Dr. Valco said from NIDA was, wait a second, nicotine does not interfere with cognitive ability, which he's claiming it is. We got problems here up here at the neurodevelopment. Right. Well, the illusion and the alluding of. So I say this, he says incomplete citation. Are you suggesting now you're fucking with me? Are you suggesting Velko is relaxed about smoking or vaping? She's not. I didn't suggest anything other than what she said, and I think that a larger portion of what it was that she said. And he disagrees, and we go on and on and on. I finally just stopped answering him because I said, "Show me something, with research and data and all that other fun shit."
I disagree.
Well, you can
if you just put the link to the article,
yeah,
and cut and pasted the paragraph into the text.
Yeah,
you could have shut him up completely. But taking a screenshot and highlighting is not citation.
He's a dumbass. Then I figured out that he had fucked with me earlier in the year, but that's okay. He gave up on that one, but this one he's been back and forth.
Did he park in your driveway?
Did he what?
Did he park in your driveway?
No.
You said he fucked with you. I'm just...
No, James was already here. I got time for you. I got James right now. Leave me alone. So Frank's my new buddy. But that's all right.
But yeah, well, yeah.
And then Mallory, I think it was this afternoon, she said what she put on there. These underdeveloped brains carry M16s and $1 million vehicles. And yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. The narrative that can be
underdeveloped or undeveloped brains.
Yeah. Bullshit. So I'm waiting on the how does it get reversed? Because Dr. Rodu has asked, show me, 90 million people have smoked over the years. Show me the science, and nobody can. So
well,
you get into a little bit of a Twitter war on occasion, and he dipped into me, not whatever. So no, Kevin. My favorite one was still with Alan Beard, but that was 2014, I think. That was a long time ago. So you can try to tell people things, but he's the cognitive therapist. He should, catch on, and he likes research, and he still, couldn't do it. So invite him on the show. Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe he could mansplain it to me.
Mansplain it.
I mean, Charles has already given us our answer, at least once, but it's all right. That was all you had?
That's it.
Really? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I was really appreciative of
we went through all of their shit, dude.
It's happened a few times. It's so rare I can't remember them offhand. But Amanda was in the New York Times, so that was a good
yes. I actually did put that in the show notes.
Yeah.
I invite everybody to read it. I'm not going to go and read it.
It's something that I can't rather express how hard it was for me to try to figure out how to get into a national light, so I'm grateful.
Well, I mean, the New York Post, I mean, I'm proud that she's in a nationally recognized news magazine or paper. But yeah, the New York Post is considered a gossip rag too. So, but I believe she's already been quoted in the Wall Street Journal and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she actually wrote the piece and they published it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But anytime anybody that we know is given a byline in a nationally, not distributed, but nationally recognized media source, that's awesome.
Yep.
So it is actually in the show notes. So, y'all can go read it, and Kevin's retweeted it and I've retweeted it. It's already out the world. So I totally invite you guys to go read that.
Yep.
But I think we've covered everything that we intended to. I really wanted to show the Caliph hearing, but I couldn't find a good copy of it that I could broadcast without maybe pissing off C-SPAN or something. I actually bought the last C-SPAN thing that we broadcast just so that I would have the
legal
the legal response to say, well, I bought it. So
copyright's no fun.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get C-SPAN mad at me because I kind of like C-SPAN because they totally don't have an agenda. Like they don't interfere at all. They just broadcast.
That's it. That's all they
do. Here we're going to show you what's going on. You make up your own mind. So I do like C-SPAN. It's boring to some people, but anywho, so that's going to be the show tonight. I'm going to slide over to the Discord if anybody wants to come in. I got to download the audio and do all sorts of stuff. So you can see the thing that Paul and Kevin see when we have a Zoom or we hang out in the studio afterwards. We're just gonna sit here and shoot the breeze. If you want to come. Discord link is in the chat. I'll even cut and paste it and add it again, so that y'all might join.
And no show next week or the week after.
Well, not on Friday. Like I said, if Kevin and I Facebook chat each other and say, hey, we got 5 articles we could talk about or something, we might do it on Wednesday. I don't know. But we're definitely not doing it on Christmas Eve, and we're definitely not doing it on New Year's Eve. So
there, I've penciled us out instead of in.
You've penciled us out. So what do you want? How do you want to say goodbye to 2021 to all of our friends, Kevin?
I want to say goodbye. Never really, but I wish everybody the best of the holidays that you may or may not celebrate, or if you're not celebrating anything, just behave yourselves. Try to. I appreciate you guys being here. Patrick, I appreciate you for having me all the time. Like you or not, you let me in every week. It's a crazy thing. I know.
It is ridiculous that I let you in here.
You always have that momentary brain fart when you hit the enter button, don't you? Okay, I'll let him in.
Just saying. Why in the hells do I do this to myself? But yes, 2021 is over, and it may be 2022 until you see us. We do appreciate all of the time that you guys have sat and hung out with us, and I'm just proud that we're still gonna be here for all of 2022 because Five Ponds has hooked us up. We had like I said, a nice anonymous donation that allowed us to do some things, and we're still going to do more things. And we're going to continue to do what we do every week. and maybe we'll add more stuff. This new upgrade to StreamYards actually allows actually allows us to add team members, so more than one person can do a show. Now it will be broadcast on the platforms that it's connected to, so that's pretty cool though. But anyway, y'all be good. Have a great Christmas. Don't kill your family if you're getting together with your family members for the holidays. Sometimes there's family strife. Don't murder your family members. And we'll see you in 2022, if not before.
Wow.
So love you. Peace. We'll see you on the flip side. Bye, Kevin.
See ya.
I hope you spoil the shit out of that grandkid.
Yes.
I did have one more thing to say. I was going to make a meme this week, and I was going to get a picture of Howdy Doody, a picture of Opie, a picture of you, and a picture of the grandkid.
I've got one of me and Alfred E. Newman playing guitar.
Oh, and Alfred E. Newman. I wouldn't even have to put the grandkid on there. And phases of Kevin. These are like Kevin's life cycle.
Richie Cunningham, Carrot Top. Keep going. You got plenty.
No. But literally the resemblance between those that I named, you actually do look like you could be related to Opie.
And Alfred E. Newman.
You do look like Alfred E. Newman a little bit. You do look like Howdy Doody. Just saying. We should get your grandkid a Howdy Doody puppet. Do they still? Can you still buy a Howdy Doody puppet?
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll see you guys. Love you.
Don't threaten me.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'd like one of you bureaucrats out there to look me in the eye and tell me, when does my husband's life matter to you? Because it matters every day, every second of every day to me.